Can we make it louder for Mr. Babajide Shikbe? And indeed, that journey, the attendee experience journey, is what we are about to start and experience today. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the keynote speaker, Mr. Babajide Shikbe, who is Head Marketing and Corporate Communications, EcoBank Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please give a warm round of applause for Mr. Shikbe. In the course of his speech, he did make some very salient points, which I picked quite a number of points from, talking about the automation, which is becoming the new way to go in the industry, and of course the seamlessness of how the user experience or the guest experience should be across from the moment you get your invitation to when you arrive at the venue and getting into the experience itself. And of course, I was quite proud at the moment where Mr. Shikbe did mention that it's first of its kind, particularly for TEPS in this market. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a warm round of applause for TEPS for stepping up the game. What better time other than now would it be to introduce to you the visionary, someone who over and above all things has always held her passion strongly and dear to ensure that only the best is served at every point in time. She is a strong woman in personality, in character, and in spirit. She also is a dreamer. And for her, she ensures that those dreams come true. And today, this is one of the many dreams she has dreamt. And today, it's a reality. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's with pleasure I would like to, on behalf of everyone here, welcome the founder and the Chief Experience Officer of Wow Connect and a personal friend and sister. Ladies and gentlemen, with the loudest of ovation, please join me as we welcome Toby Olanihu.
Thank you everyone. My mic is on. Thank you. I'm not used to being front and center, but hey. Thank you for coming. So sorry we're behind schedule. I'm seeing a lot of my esteemed colleagues and my clients. Thank you. Clients, you funded this because Wow Connect is our sponsor. So indirectly, you funded this event. So thank you all very much. Thank you all for coming. This is quite an emotional time for me. A lot of people put some comments online to say, oh, you actually did this, something you've been talking about for such a long time. So yes, we actually did. Then where is Jide? Jide, there was something in your presentation you didn't say. Your last slide was, it's a world of TEPS, and we are now living in it. Cheers to better events. Come on. Please, I'm going to use it and quote you everywhere online. I pity you. That was beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you for accepting. Usually, I'm not a very formal person, so even having a keynote, all that, is kind of, yeah, whatever. But we had to, because it's not just about what I want to do, is what we are going to do with all this and how far we are going, how far the event industry has already gone, and we have to quickly move and be ahead of that curve. So we're going to have a panel discussion, again, because we need to learn and discuss and maybe even come up with new ideas right here and now. So I would like to call my speakers. I will start with a doctor. She's one of the biggest, what will I call her, hospitality experts, event ticketing experts. She calls herself a multi-potentialist. I'm not reading anything, no. I know your stuff in here. She used to work in investment banking. She's someone that is very passionate. So again, all the people speaking today are people that I've either worked with. No, I think I've worked with every single one of them. They have amazing work ethic, amazing knowledge, amazing passion for the industry, and they are excellent at what they do. That was the basis for calling them. So I'll start with Dr. Sheun Akimbo, who we love to call her Sheun Tall. Please come up. Please come up. Thank you. Sheun is some of the big. Okay, so there's one of the biggest. Kindly have a seat, please. One of the biggest concerts in Nigeria. She never says anything. She's one of the top dogs, as I like to call her. And they actually, if I may give them some, I'm not going to mention their brand, they didn't sponsor us, but they do, they do an amazing job. So, Sheun, very, very happy to have you here. Can we bring Erin online? Erin is an amazing event producer based in New York. I hope she's on. She came on early. Erin. Okay, while we wait for Erin to come up, I would like to call on another amazing event plan. Okay, no, not another. He's an event planner. He's not the humblest of people, but he has amazing work ethic as well. He's a trusted friend and collaborator. He's the CEO of Mirrors Events. His name is Kumi Ario. Okay, is Erin up now? So two of our speakers are based in New York. Erin, hi. Can you hear me well? We can't hear her. I have to stand here. I might have to stand here so I can see her well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hi. Thank you for coming. So Erin is the founder of AX3 Studios. She's also now a video and event producer at Social Live. So I met Erin when we had an event in New York, and she was our we met on Instagram some years ago, and she was amazing. She did all the heavy lifting, and I got all the glory. Erin is amazing. She started talking about innovation. She started a community online during COVID called Exciting Times. It was a tough time for events people during COVID. It was very depressing. So what she did was every day we all hung out online and we're just ranting. We're talking about anything from politics to events, anything, everything, and we're still on. Before it was every day, we started every week, and it's still amazing. We all get support from it. So Erin, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Please give Erin some love. Our last speaker had to be recorded because we changed our date. Sorry, we changed our date once, and you know how Americans can be, everything's boom, 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 boom. Once you change date, there's nothing that can happen. So CC is recorded, but CC is an amazing event technologist. We don't have a lot of them here. CC has been in the industry for over 15 years. When you want to plan your event, she's one of the first people you go to, even before you go to the planner, because when you're talking about registration and all that and ticketing, she's a pro. So another fun fact, all four of them, Sisi, Sheun, Kumi, and Erin, all saw the platform before anybody did. When we came up with the idea and we're like, okay, are we on the right track? Four of them took out time, a lot of time to dissect it and say, okay, no, this works. And another fun fact, what Erin and Sisi were concerned about were completely different from what Sheun and Kumi. Sheun would be like, nobody has time for this one. No, we need to do. Kumi would be like, when we're doing big events, we need to do. So it was very interesting. It was very interesting because we had 100 years of experience between four of them, and we had different outlooks, different perspectives. So it was amazing. Thank you. So we'll start with Sisi's recording very quickly.
Well, first, thank you so much, Toby, and congratulations. This has been quite a journey.
So congratulations, it's really exciting. And so bringing live events into the future. We live online, not even just because of the pandemic, but we share information about ourselves, about what we're doing, and how we are building and sharing knowledge all online. So it's important that events be online as well, whether they are actually virtual events or online events, or if they are in person. Even if they are fully in person and you are seeing 3D people, it's important that we have a space for people to get some information about what you're doing and showcase the event from that very first website, so that people can quickly see what it is and help be your marketing arm also to continue to share that.
Awesome. So because we don't have a lot of event technologists here, so what would you say is your primary role?
The primary role for an event technologist is really the event from the very first view for your attendees. So you have your events planning staff, you have your events producer. They all are building the atmosphere, the environment, and the event itself. The event technologist takes all of the information and all of the details of what they are saying and builds that vision into a website and into a registration process that fits that mold. So the event technologist is the one that is taking all of the images, the color scheme, the description of what it is that you're talking about and what you're going to be sharing, and puts it into a single location for people to, like I said before, be able to share that information, learn more about what they're going to learn and experience at the event, and then also have an experience of, okay, what are the questions that they're interested in knowing about me as an individual registrant that is going to help enhance the event. So it could be, questions about diet, my diet. It could be questions about where I live, so demographics. What are the sessions I want to attend? And all of that comes from the very beginning of the discussion of what is important about this event? What do you want to achieve by holding the event? And then also, as you're building it, maybe you're really excited about one session and the others are also obviously going to be really great, but you're seeing that the attendance or the registration for that single session, the event technologist can come and tell you, I only have 10 people signed up for this session and I have 75 for these others. So you can then, as a group, discuss, is it the timing? Maybe we didn't realize that the topic wasn't as interesting to our current audience as we thought it would be. So let's try and reframe it and rebuild. So the event technologist is an important person to have from the very beginning, where you're building the look of the event and also helping to craft the actual experience on site.
Awesome. So I think you've basically spoken to the theme, which is the power of the first impression, actually. For you, what's the one thing that has to be considered? I know there are many things, but the one thing you will tell your clients to consider when building this journey for the attendee?
From the event technologist perspective, if you're talking specifically about how to get people to your event, the number one thing to think about is, who is your audience? So who are the people that are going to be registering? Are they people that are very adept at technology, so very comfortable using a registration platform that can be used on a computer, on an iPad, on a phone? Or are they people that have really only been engaging with you through paper registration or phone calls, or in-person things, and are not as comfortable with online tech? Even if your audience has not been so far comfortable with online tech, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. You just want to find a platform that is easy enough for them to do on their own. They don't have to wait for someone to come and help them. They're not going to add more work to your team by calling you instead of just using the website that you have taken so much time to build. That's the number one thing. Who are the people that are going to be using this, and how comfortable are they with using any sort of platform? After that, you're going to start looking at what are the important things that we need to be able to do. Are you having sessions? Are you having sessions that are happening at the same time? Do you need to take payment? Are there certain people that can see certain sessions or certain questions versus someone else? Those are all after you've had the discussion about who is even coming to the event and how are they going to get to us.
Awesome. I'm going to definitely use this concept when I'm speaking to clients. Okay, so I think the next question I'll ask is, what do you look out for as a professional when choosing an event registration platform?
So I've used a lot of different platforms, and so I have a back catalog sort of in my mind of what certain event platforms are helpful for, and what different platforms can do which complexities of these needs for different events. But if I don't know a platform at all, Google is great. There's a lot of websites that have user surveys and responses where they will do really long form discussion on specific properties of different platforms. One is Capterra, does a lot of comparison of different products. The other thing too is if you have the time in order to test different things out, if you know certain goals that you want to be achieving and you know the complexities of what you need to have happen during that registration, just make fake sites. For the most part, you're able to create some sites on different products, different platforms, and play around with it. It's also a great way to develop your own skills in that area, so you know what works, what doesn't, what kind of platform you like working in, because you can also create a niche market for yourself to be the TEPS person for your area, for the world. I really know this platform really, really well. So that's the platform I'm comfortable in, that I enjoy working in, because you want to make sure that your work is fun for you. And you can do it that way as well, instead of dabbling in so many different ones.
Do you think there are any new trends that enhance an event's first impression to the attendee?
Definitely.
Share, even if it's just one, could you share, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Something that, there's sort of a couple of different things that have come in and that I always have in the forefront of my mind when asking about registration questions specifically. I am very conscious of privacy, of, what information are we requesting from our registrants? How are we using it? Is it actually important that we ask these? Because we don't want to ask for information that we just, maybe we thought we needed it, or we used to use it in a previous event and we don't anymore. GDPR, I can't remember what it stands for, but the privacy, the right to be forgotten. There's a lot of rules. GDPR is here in the US, in the European Union. There's other rules for California specifically. Canada has their own laws regarding these. I always want to make sure that if any information is being used, part of your terms and conditions includes information on how you are using it, and you give people an opportunity to opt out. If it's to share their information with sponsors that are going to be at your event, before the registration or afterwards, you're always offering them a chance to say, here's everything so that I can attend the event and make it worthwhile for your sponsors to show up, for vendors to be able to pitch to me, for me to have the full experience of the event. But after the event, lose my number. I always want to make sure that people have that opportunity. The other is for a few events that I've had, and this is also knowing your audience, whether or not this makes sense and whether it's open to it. But I've had a few events where here in the US specifically, I can talk to that experience, is a couple of events for universities where they have university students, late age high school students coming, and they're going to be giving out T-shirts. I have always been trying to be very conscious of gender within these questions. We're never asking the gender of the registrant because that's just, it's not needed. But we have been offering, these clients have been offering T-shirts. And in a former question, it may have been men small, women small, and those are the only small options. I've been pushing my clients to say, just get unisex shirts. They're probably going to be cheaper anyway. So you're bettering your bottom line. And then you can just have people do unisex. So we're not getting into the gender questions within our registration because it's not needed. And it's much more open for the community.
100% agree. Thank you, Sissy. I want
Absolutely.
the others sometime to speak. So thank you. We're sad you couldn't join us live, but we're happy we could get from your wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Toby, and congratulations again. I'm so excited to hear what your other presenters have to say and learn from them too.
Yay, thank you. Bye-bye.